So in yesterday's session, completely we have focused on the project definition. So how to create a project based on the project template and what options are available at the project definition level, like how we are going to create a task structure, then how to add the RBS and project plan type, then how we are going to do the changes for your project, then how to add the resources for your project and the task. So each and every option we have discussed about the project definition that we have created only one project. So if I go here and I wanted to log in with my credentials and we wanted to create the few more projects. So in yesterday's session, we have created only a contract project, and this time we are going to create one capital project and also one indirect project. Okay. Going forward for these three different types of the projects, we are going to enter the transactions. Okay. Now, for the project creation, we'll go for the home page and we'll go for the tab called the projects tab, and either you can go create a project from the template from the quick actions, otherwise you can go to the project financial management. The navigation will be different, but the thing is the same. Okay, the functionality is the same. So this is what the project we have created. Let me go with the other project, and totally we have created three templates, right? See, our templates are starting with the capital T. Okay. So the software project is, which is already created based on this template. And right now I'm going to create a one project based on the construction template. Okay. So it is like a building construction. It is like a building construction. The project number is a manual, which I'm giving as a 600-602. And this is going to start on 2024 January 1st, and it is going to end on December 31st to 2024. Okay, so this is what the duration of this project. In the construction template level, whatever the options we have enabled and whatever the RVS project plan type and the task structure is associated, and everything is defaulted to our project, which is a building construction, See, this is a task structure we have built on the construction template. From there, it has pulled into the project. And if I go into the project settings here, I wanted to verify what RBS and what project plan type is associated here. If I go to the planning, I can see the project plan type. This is what the RBS, and this is what the project plan type. Okay. Then most of the cases, and these are the defaulted one, which are defaulted to the project based on the project template. Okay. Now, if I go to the general and I can see the project status as a draft, and I wanted to submit this project, for that we'll go for the change status. And if I change this status to submitted, internally the approval workflow will trigger. Okay. See this. So previously I was submitted the project and I did not get any error. This time we are getting the error like there is no project manager for your project to trigger the approval workflows. Okay. So our requirement is the project manager has to approve the request, right? That means for this project, we wanted to add the project manager. And if you go with the project manage project resources, and here I can able to add the resource. Okay. So I mean, Marilyn is the project manager. Amy Marilyn is the project manager. So starting from January 1st, 2024, January 1st, 2024 to till December 31st, 2024. Okay. Now I'll try to change the project. I'll try to change the status. That means I'm going to submit a project. Now for that, you click on this draft and you can go and you can click on the submit. Nothing I can see, right? Previously, I could see the project manager is not associated for this project. Now I don't see that error. Okay. Now click on the save and close. Okay, the project is submitted. Let me log in with the manager credentials. Okay, similarly, I can create one indirect project and both notifications I'll approve at one shot. Okay, I'll go with the plus and our template is started with a capital T and which is like an admin and administration project 600 603. Okay, start date and end date. Usually for the administration related projects, we don't have any end date because it is an internal project, right? That is the reason. Okay, then I'll also change the status of this. Change status submitted. See, for this also there is no project manager. We'll try to add the project manager. Previously, for a software project which we have created for that, at the template level, we have already added some quick entries like a project manager. That is the reason we have added the project manager at the time of a project creation only. Okay. For these two templates like a construction and admin, we did not add those quick entries. That's the reason. This way we are adding the project manager. Okay, save and close. And let me go with a draft and submit. Now, these two projects are submitted status and I wanted to log in with the Malinami credentials and I wanted to approve the project. Okay, let me go here. Let me copy the URL. Let me open the different browser. Okay, so amy.manlin and password is welcome123. Now I'll go to the bell notifications from Malinami credentials and I wanted to check whether the notifications are triggered or not. Maybe it will take some time to reflect the notifications. The two notifications will trigger in the project manager queue and unfortunately it is not triggering now and it will take some time to reflect. Even in yesterday's session also, it has taken some time to reflect the notifications in the Malinami credentials. Okay. And still it is not. No, maybe we can go to show all work list and the manager notifications will get displayed under my task only here. If it is not displaying here, you can try to change this with any. Okay, see one notification I could see, still one more is in the process. If I open this and what project it is, no, just give me a second. Yeah, so this is what the project details and the PPM02 student is submitted the project and Malinami is the approved. Okay. Let me approve it. Why I don't see any the approve buttons and all here? This is a status notification. Normally at the top right side we can see, right? Wait. Let me refresh this. Now I can see two notifications. Let me approve. Approve. Okay. Come back to our project. Let me refresh this. Yeah. So both projects are active. So this is how we can create the projects. It's based on the project template. It's based on the project template. Now, I wanted to create one more project which is not based on the project template, which is based on the existing project. That means now these are the three different projects which are already existed in the system. Based on this second project like 600, 602, based on this project, I wanted to create another project. Okay. Then for that, what should I do is you can select your project and there is a duplicate icon on the top. If you click on the duplicate icon, so what happens is see, the source project is a building construction. Previously, when I create a project based on the template, the system will ask you to provide the source template, but this time it is asking the source project it is given, right? Because we have selected the source project as a building construction. That is the reason by default the system has given the source project as a building construction. That means the building construction project, all properties will come to the new project which we are going to create. Okay. Now, for example, apartment construction, and this is for 600 604, and these are the dates. Let me click on the save and continue. Okay. See, I can go to the settings. Just give me 1 second now. Okay. So as usual, we can change the status of your project by change status. And if you are added the project manager for this project, already we know the process, right? Okay. Now, this is how I can create a project based on the existing project. And there is other one, how to create a project based on the APDA templates, which is comes under the data conversion. So that the data conversions will be taking one separate session. That time I'll discuss about it. Okay. Now we have seen how to create a project based on the project template and also how to create a project based on the existing project also we have seen. Next, as soon as your project is created and submitted and the project manager is approved, later we wanted to enter the budgets for your project. We wanted to enter the budgets for your projects. Okay. Initially, I thought of my budget is 10 lakhs rupees to finish my construction. That means somewhere I have to register my budget in the application, right? After I created a building construction project for me in the system, I wanted to register my project specific budgets in the system. Then how we are going to do this budgeting in the system? That is what the question here is. So if you wanted to go ahead with the budgeting and what prerequisites are required, I mean to say any configuration is required, any setup is required to enter the budgets. So that is what we are going to see now. Okay. Now, whenever we go with the project like a building construction, okay, basically we have two different types of the budgets. Okay, Basically, we have the two types of budgets. Okay, one is the cost budget, and the second one is the revenue budget. Okay, cost budget, which will be applicable only for the capital projects. That means for your capital project, we don't have any revenue project. We don't have any revenue budget. Only we have a cost budget. Okay. If we go with the contract project, we have a cost budget and also we have the revenue budget. Okay. The capital projects, we have a cost budget, and we have a cost budget only. For the contract projects, we have a cost budget and revenue budget. Then how to differentiate this cost budget and revenue budget? Cost budget is nothing but, let us say Wipro is a company. And the Reliance is the customer. Okay. This is the company and this is the client or customer. Okay. In between these two, there is an agreement to finish the project, which is for 1 crore, rupees. So Reliance is a customer who has given a project for the Wipro. Wipro is going to allocate the Wipro team for the completion of the Reliance project. For that, Wipro and Reliance both have agreed to finish the project within 1 crore rupees. That means the contract amount or agreement amount is 1 crore. Okay. So, but when I start the project, Wipro is going to spend only 60 lakhs. Only 60 lakhs. Remaining 40 lakhs will be a profit for a Wipro company. Okay. So out of this 60 lakhs, the Wipro is going to allocate the resources for the project execution, right? During 1 year period or 2 years period. But Wipro is going to make the salaries for these employees. So from these 60 lakhs only. Only. Here, what I wanted to say is this 1 crore is the revenue budget, and for me, this 60 lakhs is the cost budget. That means how much you are spending on the project for the project execution till the completion by the company. How much the company is going to spend on the project for the execution till the end. That is called as a cost budget. And the revenue budget is for how much amount the company is agreed to finish the project completion. That is nothing but a revenue budget. There is a huge variation between the revenue budget and the cost budget. Revenue budget and the cost budget, which will be applicable only for the contract projects. For the capital projects, so we have only the cost budget only. Okay. For the capital projects, so keep on, we are spending the money on the construction like a capital project. End of the day, we don't get any revenue from the capital project. So we'll get an asset from the capital projects. That is the reason we don't have any revenue budget for your capital projects. For the contract projects, end of the day, I have agreed to finish my project within 1 crore rupees, but I spent on the project for the 60 lakhs only. Remaining 40 lakhs will be profit for me. That is the reason 40 lakhs will be a cost budget and 1 crore rupees will be a revenue budget. End of the day, for the contract project, we are going to get a revenue from the client. That is the reason we wanted to maintain the revenue budget as well. Okay. So this is what the differentiation between the cost budget and the revenue budget. Now let us consider, if I go to the system and if I go to the projects screen here, if I go to projects, if I click on this, if I click on the project, one pop-up is appearing, right? And out of these options, there is a one option which is related to the budgets, which is a manage project budgets. Okay. Otherwise, you can select your project for which project you are entering the budget. You can select this project and you can go to the task list and there is an option. The same option is available, manage project budget. You click on this. Okay. And this is the page where we have to enter the budgets. Okay. So here plus is referring to the budget creation. And beside the plus, there is a down arrow. If I click on the down arrow, there are a multiple options are available where we can create the budgets. So now, right now, we are going to enter the budgets manually. We are going to create the budgets manually. Okay. From the other sources also, we are going to enter the budgets, and later we can create the budgets. Later we can import the budgets here with the help of these are two options. Okay. Right now we are going to create, we are going to enter the budgets, and subsequently I wanted to submit my budget. Okay. Right now I'll go with this option, create budget lines. Okay. Now here, initially, when your construction is started, initially you thought of your budget is 10 lakhs. Later, you thought of this is not sufficient. So you can increase your budget to 12 lakhs, and later you can increase your budget as a 15 lakhs. Okay. The initial budget, this is the initial budget, and these two are the revised budgets, and this is also, and this is the revised budget. Okay. Now this is we are considering as a version 1, this is we are considering as a version 2, and this is we are considering as a version 3. Okay. This is the initial budget, and later, due to the lack of the budget, we have increased my budget to 12 lakhs, and later we have increased my budget to the 15 lakhs. And this is what the current budget for me. This is what the current budget. 15 lakhs is the current budget for you. Okay. This is the initial budget, and this is the current budget. Now, if I go to the system here, the name is a version 1. Otherwise, you can maintain V1. Okay. Now, the financial plan type, which is comes under the project control, basically it's a setup. Okay, I told you one thing, like when I started the session, for the budget entry, what configuration is required? Any configuration is required, then how to enter the budgets and all. This is the budget page where I can enter my budget for my building construction project, but I wanted to know what configuration is required. Financial plan type is the one setup which has to be set up before we enter the budgets for your projects. Okay, if I expand this, I'll see the few the financial plan types. I can see the few financial plan types. The first three are the Oracle given the financial plan types, and somebody has created the fourth one. Somebody has created the fourth one. I wanted to create our own financial plan type before you enter the budgets for your projects. Okay. Now for that, what should I do? I'll go to the setup and maintenance, and I'll go to the projects control module, and I can search for the financial project plan. Financial project plan. Okay. Financial project plan type. Okay. Now, if I go to project control here, I can see manage financial plan types. Okay, this one is already we have seen. If I open this, and these are the seeded ones. These are the existing ones which are given by the Oracle itself. I wanted to create my own financial plan type to enter the budgets for my project. Okay. Now, if I click on the plus, if I click on the drop down here, I can see two options here. Okay. One is for the financial plan type for the non-sponsored project. Another one is a financial plan type for the sponsored project. The second option is particularly talking about the grants management module. Okay. It's no way specific to our PPM. The first option is ours. Okay. Financial plan type for the non-sponsored project. Let me click on this. The system will display the other window where we can enter the data, The name is USAFPT, and the description is USAFPT, and USA financial plan type. Okay, this is what the description and the standard date we are following as January 1st, 1951. I'm not going to give you the end date. Now, plan class. If I expand this, I can see the few options here. We'll talk about the first and the last option, budget and the forecast. Basically, for your budget entry, financial plan type is required. For your forecast entry, also financial plan type is required. Now, we are creating this financial plan type. So, whether you are creating this financial plan type for your project budget entry or project forecast entry. If you are going to enter, if you are going to use this financial plan type for your project budget entry, then this plan class should be a budget only. Otherwise, I can use this financial plan type for my project specific forecast entry. If that is the case, I'm going to select this. Okay. Based on the option which you have selected here, the below options will get changed here. See, designate as a primary cost forecast. If I change it to the budget, what happens? Designate as approved cost budget. Got it. So based on this, whether you are going to enter the budgets or forecast, based on this, and we are going to provide the value for the plan class. Okay. Now, and this option is a purely based on this only. This option is a purely based on this. Now, right now, you decided I wanted to use this financial plan type to enter the budgets only. But we have two different types of the budgets, cost budgets and the revenue budgets. Okay. So for what type of projects you are going to enter the budgets with the help of this financial plan type? Are you going to enter the budgets for the capital projects? Are you going to enter the budgets for your contract projects? If it is a capital projects, we need to enter only cost budget. If it is a contract project, we need to enter only cost and revenue budgets. Got it. For a capital projects, if you wanted to enter the budget, so based on this financial plan type, what happens? I can select the cost only, because for the capital projects, we have a cost budgets only. That is the reason I can select cost only here. Instead of entering the budgets for your capital project, I wanted to enter the budgeting for my contract project with the help of this financial plan type. Now I can use one of two options, either first one or last one. Either first one or last one. Then what is the difference between the first one and the last one? Cost and revenue in separate plan versions, cost and revenue in the same plan versions. I'll tell you the reason. I'll tell you the reason. So initially, let us see, we have a one project like some ERP implementation or something, ERP implementation or something. For this, we have a cost to budget, and also for this, we have a revenue budget. Now, when the project is started, even though the Wipro is agreed with a customer to finish this project with the 1 crore, but we are allocating this, we are allocating only 6 lakhs for the completion of this project. So, version 1 is how much the Wipro is allocating for the project execution, 60 lakhs. 60 lakhs. What is the revenue budget? For how much amount the Wipro has agreed with the customer? 1 crore. Okay. So 60 lakhs is a cost budget and 1 crore is the revenue budget. 1 crore is the revenue budget. See, if you carefully see, cost budget and the revenue budget both are comes under the version 1 only. Version 1 only. Okay. So if this is the case, I may go with this option, cost and revenue in the same plan version. That means, so within one version only, we are maintaining the cost budget and also a revenue budget. Otherwise, there is a other option like this is version 1 and this is version 2. Okay. That means cost budget we are maintaining in a separate version and the revenue budget we are maintaining in the different version. Okay. If that is the case, we may go with this option, cost and revenue in the separate plan version. Separate plan version. That means here we have a different separate versions. Okay. If it is the same version, I'll go like this. If it is a different version, I'll go like this. If it is a different version, I can choose the first one. If it is the same version, I can choose the last one. Okay, these are two options are applicable for the contract project only. Okay. Otherwise, I don't want to maintain my cost budget for my project. I wanted to maintain only the revenue budget. If that is the case, you can go with the revenue only. Okay. So for us, we wanted to define the budgets for the capital projects. That is the reason I can select a cost only. Otherwise, I can select this. I can select this. We wanted to enter the budgets for my contract project. That's the reason I have selected this. That too, it is in the same plan version. Okay. Now, so are you going to enter the cost budget for your contract project? Yes. Are you going to enter the revenue budget for your project? Yes. Okay. Are you going to implement the approvals for your budget? Like the administrator can submit a project, submit a budget, and the project manager has to review the budget figures. And later, if project manager is satisfied, like a budget is created with a proper amount, then the project manager can approve. If customer is expecting this type of approval workflows for the budgets, yes, we do have a feature, and this checkbox should be enabled at the financial plan type. This checkbox should be enabled for your financial plan type. Use workflow for the status changes. That means budget is having the statuses like a project statuses. Project is in the draft status. We have submitted, and later the based on the project manager decision, the project status is going to change it to either active or reject. Similarly, for the budgets also, we have the statuses, and I'll show you. And in order to change the one status from the other status, then we are going to implement the approvals for your budget. Because of that, we have enabled this option. Okay. Now, the fourth one, set as a default financial plan type. If you see carefully in the budget screen, nothing I can see here, right? By default, if you wanted to see any financial plan type here, that means it will reduce the user time. Okay. Here, I wanted to go with the drop down and I have to select, right? Okay. By default, are you expecting any financial plan type to get it visible in the budget screen? If that is the case, I can choose this. That means we have a 10 financial plan types. I wanted to default one financial plan type. If that is the case, for only one default, for one financial plan type, we can make it, we can enable this. That means no need to select this financial plan type in the list of values. By default, the system will display in the budget screen. If you wanted to change it, yes, you can change it by going through the list of values, by clicking on the drop down. Okay. See, enable planning in the multiple transaction currencies. I wanted to enter my budgets in one currency, but that will get reflected in other currencies as well. If that is the case, I may go with this option. Okay. And the last option is enable budgetary controls. In the name itself, there is a meaning like how to control your budgets. Okay. Initially, let us see for this project. So we have a revenue budget as a 1 crore and cost budget as a 1 lakh. As a owner, I wanted to know whether the budget is exceeding or not. Since the day one, the employees are going to enter the time sheets, right? The cost will get calculated, and we are going to generate the revenues and customer invoices, and we'll receive the revenue from the customer, and everything will happen. Everything will happen. Okay. But at the time of entering the cost by the users, like a project accountants, if budget is not available, if budget is insufficient, okay, then we are expecting like a warning message. Otherwise, we are expecting like the stopping message. That means I'm expecting a message like your budgets are not available. You cannot proceed further. Otherwise, your budgets are not available. Do you want it to go ahead or not? If you wanted to go ahead, click on OK. Otherwise, click on cancel. This type of the messages I wanted to see as per my requirement. If that is the case, we can control the budgets with the help of this option. We can control the budgets with the help of this option. Enable budgetary control. How to control your budgets? At the time of a transaction entry itself, at the time of a transaction entry itself, we are not enabling this option. And now, these are the header level options. When it comes to the below tabs, the first tab, it is talking about the reference set. Okay. Since the day one, we are using the only one reference set, which is the US1 BU set only. Okay. Yeah. So the same reference set I'm going to give here. US1 BU set, US1 BU set. See, the code is always in capital letters. If I type a small letters, US1, can I see? I don't see here, right? If I type small letters, I don't see here. Okay. But instead, if I type capital letters, so something is there. US1, and you can select this. Okay. Plan settings. Plan settings. At the time of a budget entry, what columns you wanted to enter the data, in which columns you wanted to enter the data. These are the columns will be visible in the budget entry screen. You have to enter the quantity, raw cost, burden cost, revenue, raw cost rate, burden cost rate, bill rate, etc., etc. Because all these options are enabled. Okay. In case I disabled this, I disable all this. Okay. I wanted to enter the cost budget under this, and I wanted to enter the revenue budget under this. That means in your budget screen, so the remaining options or remaining columns are grayed out, and only two columns will get highlighted where we can provide the cost budget and revenue budget, which is the raw cost and the revenue. Based on the options which we enable or disable here under the plan settings, so the budget entry option budget entry columns will be visible in the budget entry screen. Okay, so that is the one. Normally, let me show you something. If I select this, if I go to save and continue, see, the quantity column, I can see revenue rate, cost rate, raw cost, and raw cost rate. Okay, these are the options are available. But as per our setup, raw cost and revenue will get displayed. Here, there is a small box will appear for the raw cost and the revenue where I can enter the budget. Because we have enabled only two, but the columns are available. The remaining columns are grayed out, but only allowable fields are raw cost and the revenue. Okay, because of we have enabled only these two options. Okay, planning level. At what level you wanted to enter your budgets? We have a project, and project has a different tasks. Okay, at what level you wanted to enter your budgets, either project level or a task level. For task one, my budget is this much. For task two, my budget is this much. End of the day, how much budget is entered for all the tasks, and the entire budget is summarized, and the summarized budget will be displayed at the project level. That's a different story. Okay. If I expand this, if I give this option, like the system will allow you to enter the budgets only at the project level. If I give you this, the system will allow you to enter the budgets at the project level and also the top task level. Like we have the project, like the project. This is what the project. Okay, and task one, task 2. Okay, now, so if I give us this option, and the system will allow you to enter the budget for project level, like 40,000. That's it. No question of entering the budget for task 1 and task 2. Instead, if I give you this as this one, project and top task, okay, this level, the system will allow you to enter the budget. Otherwise, and here I am entering the 20,000 as a budget, and here I am entering as a 30,000 as a budget. And if we summarize it, at the project level, 50,000 is the budget. This will be allowed. Okay. In case the task 1 is having task 1.1, task 1.2, task 2.1, task 2.2. Okay. If I give you this option, project and top task level, The budget entry at this level is restricted. So for this, what is the top task? This level. That means we can enter the budgets at this level or at this level. These are the least level task, and therefore the least level task, the budget entry is not possible if you select this option, like a project and a top task. Instead, if I select this project and all task, okay, so anything, so for every task we can enter the budget. Every task we can enter the budget. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Hope you got it, ma. What is the difference between project, and top task, project and all task? The recommended one is the first one, project and all task. It's all depends on the customer requirement. Okay. So, which calendar? We have two calendars, right? One is the GL calendar, other one is the PPM calendar, like a PA calendar. So, which calendar you are using to enter your budgets? Okay, if GL calendar and the PA calendar both are same, you can use one of these two. But both are different. Specifically, if you wanted to enter your budgets based on your PPM calendar, you can select this project accounting calendar. Otherwise, you can go with the accounting calendar. Okay. So these are two are the reporting related stuff, not required. Currency settings, like we wanted to enter budget in one currency and I wanted to see it in the different currency, the related options we are going to provide here, and the same option like we have discussed in the project plan type. Okay, what options we are going to provide here. Okay. If you really wanted to see your budgets in the different currencies, the currency conversion rates information we can provide here. Otherwise, not required. Okay. Rate settings. Sometimes, based on the rate settings, particularly talking about the employee cost rates, Okay. So sometimes if there is a project directly I can enter 1 crore is the budget for my project. 1 crore is the budget for my project. For a few cases, I'm entered the budget in the form of a number of hours. Okay. So those number of hours will get multiplied with the cost rate of the employees. Employee wise, we can enter the budgets. That means employee wise, I can enter the budget as the number of hours, the number of efforts. Okay, if that is the case, later the number of hours which will be multiplied with the cost rate of the employee, and I can see the budget in the budget screen. Okay, if that is the case, I can provide the rate schedules information here. Okay, then generation options. More or less, all these options are similar to the project plan type only. We have a lengthy discussion on the project plan type. Okay. So budget creation method, how you wanted to generate your budget for your project. Okay. Manually, I wanted to generate the budget. Okay. Revenue generation method. See this, manually I wanted to generate the, when the project billing starts, then I'll tell you about this revenue generation method. For now, we are clicking on, we are selecting the manual entry. When it comes to the budget creation method, see, different options are available, right? So these are the options I told you here. Okay. When I cancel it, when I go to the project, when I click on the drop down, here itself I can see these options. The same options are visible here. Manually creating budgets, or you are creating budgets from the different source, or how it is. Okay, manually we are creating the budgets. Okay, now the reporting options. So in your reporting, whether you wanted to fetch the budget information or not, if you wanted to fetch your the project specific budget information in the reporting, so then what type of cost we are going to import? Is it a raw cost or burden cost? In which currency we are going to see your budget's amounts, the related options. These are the related options. Okay. The export options and additional information not required. some DFFs related information we can maintain here. Otherwise, the export options, it's really not required. Okay. So far in my career, I did not use these options also. So let me click on the save and close. Let me click on the save and close. And our financial plan type is USA financial plan type. USA financial plan type, and we have provided all the options here. Now let me go to my project. Let me go to my project. We have designed the financial plan type to enter the budgets for the contract project, not for the capital project. That is the reason here I can select the ERP implementation project, which is a contract project. And now if I click on this, I'll get an option called manage project budgets. See what happens. Is somebody entered the budgets for this project? Is it created by us or any other person?
No, I didn't.
This is the one which we have created, but yeah, very quickly we'll create other one. T comma software, T comma software, and the project name is the Reliance support project, and 600,605 is the name, and started on January 1st, 2024, and it is going to end on December 31st, and the project manager is the Malinami, and the project customer is the Reliance. Okay. For this, I wanted to maybe in the template level, so I thought of we have given the budgets, but we did not given the budgets at the template level. Let's see. So if I expand this and we'll get this, and let me click on the save and close. You can select our project now, and you can go with the manage project budget. See, I can click on the drop down and I can click on the first option, create budget lines manually. Okay, this is the version 1. See, why financial plan type is showing as a USA FPT? Can I know the reason? Because in the financial plan type, we have enabled this set as a default financial plan type. That is the reason here I can see. Otherwise, I can go to the drop down and I can select the financial plan type. If this particular checkbox is enabled, by default, I can see. See, these many financial plan types are available. Why only USA financial plan type is appearing here by default? Because of for this financial plan type, this checkbox is enabled. That is the reason behind this. Okay. Now click on the save and close. See, we have the different task. Okay. I wanted to go with the first task. So let me delete this. For the first task, I'm going to assign the resources. I'm going to assign the resources. You cannot delete the selected rows because some of the allocated planning resources are not editable. Okay. Let me think on this. Now here there is no feasibility. We'll go to the task structure and there is a provision to delete. Now I can go to the manage a financial project plan, and if I expand this planning phase, if I expand this, now I can delete this. Okay, let me click on the save and close. Now you can click on this and go to the project budgets. And so we have created a version, right? That is the reason I can see the revenue budget as a 0 and cost budget as a 0. Let me open this. This is what the initial status of your budget, current working. Now, let me click on the version 1 and I wanted to go to the task number 1. For the task number 1, directly you cannot enter any budgets, either a cost budget or revenue budget. Okay. See, if I click on this, where I should enter the revenue budget and the cost budget, these columns are not editable, right? Because for any task, we wanted to add the resource first. Okay, see, when I add the resource here, I can provide the resource information. Against this particular resource, I can enter the revenue budget and I can enter the cost budget. Why only the revenue cost, the cost budget column and the revenue budget column is displayed here? And why quantity and revenue rate and the remaining stuff, the raw cost rate is not highlighted here? Because in the planning settings, and we have enabled raw cost and revenue. That is the reason only these two are highlighted. Now, let me add Emily Heather is the resource. We are assigning this. For Emily Heather, the revenue budget is 2 lakhs and the cost budget is 1 lakh. That means company is spending 1 lakh rupee on Emily Heather for the project completion, but the company is getting 2 lakhs rupees from the customer on behalf of Emily Heather. Okay. So then again, we are adding the one more resource. Let's say, and we are adding Marlene Amy as well. And for this, the revenue budget is 3 lakhs and the cost budget is the 2 lakhs. Okay. Now you save it. If you save it, what happens? These balances will be, you cannot plan for this selected dates because the existing accounting periods don't cover the planned duration. That means the periods are not opened. Like the project is started on January 1st, 2024, and it is going to end on the December 31st, 2024, right? Let me check the periods. Let me check the periods. See, if I manage manage accounting periods. This is for GL and this is for PPM. Our ledger is the US primary ledger. Okay. US primary ledger. If I open this, the current period January is not opened. See, what is this pencil mark? The pencil mark is a feature enterable. That means you can open this. You can open this. See, the January period is not opened. Okay, I wanted to open this period. Internally, one program is submitted by the system. And here, if you refresh it, and I can see whether the January period is opened or not. See, even your current period is not opened, you cannot enter the budgets also. See, the January period is opened now, and the February period is a future enterable period. Okay. Now, if I go to the project accounting periods, like the PPM periods, we are using the both periods are same, right? See, once if I open there in a GL, that will get reflected in the PPM side. Okay. Now, let's see. For Emily Heather, I am planning the 2 lakhs is the revenue budget and 1 lakh is the cost budget. For Amy Marlene, 3 lakhs is the revenue budget and 2 lakhs is the cost budget. Let me save now. Similarly, you can do the budgeting for the remaining task as well, if really if there is a need. Okay, save it. Previously, we got the error here. We cannot plan for the selected dates because the existing accounting periods don't cover the planned duration. Contact your project administrator. Why? 1 second. Why? The current period is this, and let me click on the cancel. Done. What is the start date? 1/1/24, 12/1/97. What is this? 12/1/97. See, the dates are a freezer, right? If I go to the task list, see, for the planning phase, what happens? 12/31/2024. Okay, I can change the dates for all the tasks. Let's see. Sometimes by default, the system will consider the default date. Okay. See, the designing phase is ended on the 1/1/24 only. Now, when I click on the save here, automatically the project end date will get changed. Let's observe. See, the project end date is already changed. Let me save and close. Now the project end date is changed here. Let me go with the budget. Open this. And the first task, I'm going to add 2 resources. Emily Heather. And the revenue budget as this much, and the cost budget is this much. Okay, this is a duplicated. Previously, we have added, right? Let me close. Let me cancel. Again, we'll go. Okay. So for Emily Heather, 2 lakhs is the budget and revenue budget, and this is for the 1 lakh is the cost budget. And this is for 3 lakhs, and this is for 2 lakhs. Okay. Let me click on the save now. You cannot plan for the selected dates. Why? Every time we are getting the same. You remove this. We'll go with the other task, and we'll see the designing phase. We wanted to add Emily Heather. Emily. Okay, so the revenue is this much, and the cost budget is this much. Let me click on the save now. Let's see how it goes. See, it is saved. Actually, the problem with the task only. Okay, let me add another the resource here for this task number 2. And here the revenue budget for Malinam is 3 lakhs and cost budget is the 2 lakhs. If you carefully see in the project level, the revenue budget is 5 lakhs and the cost budget is 3 lakhs. Okay. Now I wanted to submit this. See, you don't want to enable this. Sometimes there are certain cases based on your based on your project budget approval. So are you expecting to create a forecast budget? If yes, you can enable this checkbox, otherwise not required. What happens when budget is submitted? Now it is submitted. Now it is submitted. In the financial plan type, what happens? So we have enabled the budget approval related option. The budget approval related option. Okay. If I open this, see, use workflow for status changes, and this is enabled, right? That means, as per the standard functionality, when you implement the approvals, when you submit a budget, the approval notification will go to the project manager only. The project manager only. Okay. See, let's see now. So, is this project has the project manager? Yes, the project manager. Let me go to the project manager login now. Let me log out and log in. It will take some time to reflect the budget notification here. Meanwhile, any questions from anybody? See, approval of a financial plan type. Financial plan type, that means a budget. Approval of financial plan type version 1 of a Reliance support project. For this project only, we have entered the budget in the form of a financial plan type. I wanted to review the budget. You click on the notification. You click on the notification. You go through the budget details here and who has submitted and who is going to approve. And if you are satisfied, then you can click on the approve. Otherwise, you can click on the reject by providing some comment why you are rejecting this. Now we'll move to our login. Okay, let me refresh this. Hey, our project is not submitted, which is in the draft status only. Okay. Anyway, we'll see whether our budget is approved or not. See, we have entered only one budget, right? Which is a version 1 only. Previously, version 1 is a current working status. Later, it was changed to the submitted status. Now, it has got changed to the current and original baseline. That means the meaning of this status is the version 1 is approved. Version 1 is approved. Okay. Now, if you wanted to increase your budget, you don't want to touch on the version 1. You have to do some adjustments. You have to increase the amounts for version 2 and you can submit a version 2. Okay. This is the latest one, but we cannot use. This is not an approved one. The approved one and the latest one is the version 1 only. So you can utilize these budgets only for your projects. You cannot utilize the version 2 because this is not approved one. Version 2 is created by the system because of you wanted to do some changes for your upcoming budget. If you do some changes for your upcoming budget, like if I open this, what happens? If I open this, I'll increase my budgets like this is 1.5 and this is 2.5. Okay, I cannot increase this revenue budgets because already I committed with a customer. Okay, the change I can I have done is in the cost budget. Let me save it. Again, we have to click on the submit. Again, the approval notification will go for the project manager for their approval only. See, the version 2 is submitted. See, in the version 1, previously the cost budget is 3 lakhs only. Later, due to the insufficient budget, I have increased my cost budget to 4 lakhs. Again, the project manager approval is required. Now, when project manager reviews this cost budget as a 4 lakhs and when project manager has approved this version 2, the system will create version 3. Still, if you wanted to do any modifications for your budget and you cannot touch version 1 and version 2, you can touch version 3 and do the modifications. Again, you can submit. Okay. At the time of approval, the system will create another version for the new changes in the upcoming days. Okay. Now we'll go here. Let me refresh. We got the notification. Okay. I'm approving this. Yeah. Now when I click on a done and when I reopen this, see, version 2 is the current baseline. That means the current approved version is version 2. This is a original baseline. That means the initial version of approved amount is this. Later, the current approved is version 2. Got it, ma? If you wanted to increase your budget, you can touch on the version 3 only. You cannot touch on the version 2 and you cannot touch on the version 1. Any questions? I'll create one financial plan type for the capital project and I'll go. So FPT under capital. Okay. The same thing I can, oh shit. The same thing I can here. And it is for the standard date we are giving. And we wanted to use this financial plan type to enter the budget only. That too, I can use this financial plan type for the capital projects. That is the reason the planning amounts will be cost only. I can enable this. I wanted to use this workflow changes and I don't want to see this financial plan type as a defaulted one. Okay. Now I can go to the set assignments and I can assign my reference set. Plan settings. See, I wanted to, there is no revenue specific options here. Okay. I wanted to enter only the cost budget. And the generation source of the financial plan type. These are the list of financial plan types. And let me save and close. Let me refresh this. You can open this and go to the generation options. The generation source is the financial plan type, right? Then which financial plan type I can use to enter the budgets for my capital project? Okay. This one I have to select in the list of values. Still it is not appearing. Maybe if I log out and log in, it will work. If I log out and log in, it will work. I can go to the capital project now. No. If I go to manage the financial plan type, project control, financial plan types. And USCA, this one. Now you go to the generation options and you go here. You come down. Now you can see your financial plan type. Okay. Source plan, current baseline. Okay. Nothing is required other than this. You must select at least one amount type for the financial planning. Amount type. Where is this amount type? You must select at least one amount type. Amount type, where is it? Amount we have selected as a cost only. That is okay. Amount, right? Let me cancel it. We'll click on this. In the header level, everything is good. And assignment level, this is also good. Planning settings. planning settings. I can choose the accounting calendar only. Currency settings not required. Rate settings also not required. This is the financial plan type, that is okay. And the financial plan type is the one, this one I can use. And this is the current baseline. Anyway, I can enable these two options as well. And reporting options not required. Okay, now we'll go with the save. Yeah, now it is saved. Now I wanted to go and enter the budget for my capital project. Okay, we'll go for the projects tab here. Projects tab, then project financial management. If you don't see the project here, then you can search for your project. And this is for the capital project. You click on this and you go to the manage project budgets. Okay, you open this. You open this. For the task number 1, you can add the resource. Normally for the construction projects, why I can see the revenue here? Oh my God. See, if you see here, the FPT which we have selected is this one. Okay, I don't want to select this. Okay, we can cancel this. We can cancel this version. Now let me go with our own financial plan. This is a defaulted one. I have to select this. So for the construction projects and all, we wanted to add the resources like materials, equipment, etc., etc. Okay. See, material items. For all material items, my budget is 2 lakhs. Okay. So if any laborers are working for the second one, so if any laborers are working like a labor, so for all the labors, my budget is the 3 lakhs. Similarly, you can plan it for the other task as well. Let me go and click on the save. Okay. So the total your project budget is a 5 lakhs. Now you can submit. I don't want to create any forecast. This is submitted. Now I can go to the manager login. See, where is this? Still it is not appearing. You go to the notification. Yeah, now it is appearing. This is the one. You can open this. You can review the budget details and you can approve it. Submit. Approve. Okay, we'll go to our login. We'll go to our login. Already we have approved. So let me refresh here. See, this is the one original one which is approved by the project manager, so that we can utilize this amount. Whenever you wanted to increase your budget to 6 lakhs or 7 lakhs, then you can touch this version 2 and later you can submit the budget and the project manager will have to approve the budget. Got it, ma? Any questions? Veera? Fayaz? Anup?
No, sir. Maybe with the practice, we may come with questions.
Yeah, good.
Because at this moment, I don't have.
Yeah. So already we are in the process, like we have seen the project creations, and we have seen the project status approvals, and we have seen the budget entry, and we have seen the budget status approvals. These are all comes under the processes. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, we'll wind up the session and we'll meet you tomorrow as usual. Okay. Veera, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, good for now.